Hey, this is Charles on Yet. I'm here with Anthony Gallegos.
Hello.
We are talking for IGN and talking about Lucius, which is a recently released adventure horror game where you play as a demon child.
I hate how dead his eyes are.
I mean, just without even any context, if you were to walk into a room and this kid was staring at you, would you not be suspicious of something?
The light,
or at least be concerned and be like, hey, you should probably call a doctor about the fact that he looks like a zombie?
and the fact that the lights are constantly going in and out, and there's lightning, and he makes lights flicker. This is the type of...
I don't know if he's directly affecting the flickering lights.
I like to imagine he is.
Okay, it is possible. So, I mean, it functions like an adventure game where you have an inventory, you can combine stuff in your inventory, you have a checklist of, well, in this case, people you need to kill. This is right from the beginning. The game doesn't really waste any time. You immediately start killing people, and you have to basically set environment traps for them to walk into and then be horribly murdered.
And the whole reason that it seems like you kill them is basically because they annoy you for whatever reason as a child. Therefore, they die.
It provides very little justification for why these people deserve to die. It is just a really evil game. And you also speak with the devil. He will show up in your room and say what's up, give you kind of an idea of what's going on. And you also get special powers, which actually I can show off here. I have telekinesis right now. So I can do this.
Oh my god, you have the Force.
I can move stuff, so I can move toys around. So that's something that you can't actually let people see that you're doing. If they see you using your demon powers, at least from what I've experienced so far, I was standing in a room and I started moving an object around and somebody was like, what are you doing? And then it gave me a game over screen. So I don't believe you can actually do that. So yeah, you wander around kind of this house. You have a map, you have a floor map. It's a pretty big house.
I like that it's hand-drawn as well. Like a child.
Yeah, it's basically like a fill in between the lines. There's this nice little tree here just for decoration. Smiley face, maybe that's a kill target, I don't know. Very twisted in that regard. But yeah, you pick up these items. Some of them are necessary to complete a mission, and you can also explore other pieces of the house, although there are a lot of just kind of wasted spaces, so you run into rooms that you can interact with a few things, but there's no real reason to be in there.
In some ways, watching you play has kind of reminded me a little bit of like a supernatural Hitman game or something where you're trying to figure out the best way to assassinate your targets.
Yeah, maybe it develops a little bit more later on, but so far it doesn't really require that much stealth. Like, once you sabotage a piece of the environment, and it's not like you have a specific timing window. I also have to stay away from crosses.
Of course.
Like, for instance, there was a guy who was smoking over in this chair earlier, and I rigged a stove so that when he went to light a cigarette on it, it burned his face off. And
reasonable.
Yeah, very reasonable, very not justified at all within the game. All the game told me was that I didn't like how he smoked, so I killed him. Because that makes sense. But then when I rigged the stove with a screwdriver to burn his face off, and he would just kind of cycle back and forth. So he would wander over here and there, and then wander back if it wasn't set yet. So I didn't have to do it within a specific time. I just had to do it, I guess, when he wasn't looking at me, which wasn't difficult.
I see.
So in that regard, it was kind of weird, very artificial.
So
there wasn't a lot of tension to it. It was just kind of felt like an eventuality that I would murder this guy. Also, nobody suspects me yet. There's also an investigation portion of the game where there are police investigating all of the murders that happen in this house, because of course that's kind of weird for everyone to just be dying in a house, but so far I have avoided direct suspicion. And in this case, here we get a look at my next target. He's fixing the toilet, or at least trying to, and he's also kind of drunk. So he's trying to unplug the toilet. I'm going to sit here. Oh, I got a notebook update. So Ivor, he is always drunk. He probably won't notice if I change his plans up a bit. So I need to distract him. He's very slowly dropped his plunger, reaching down, and he got the bottle.
Going for the booze.
He went directly for the bottle. He did not care. Wow, that was a slow fall enchant on the bottle, apparently. And now he's just straight up passing out. So he's not in very good shape. Now he's there. I'm going to steal all his tools. So I'm going to take his wrenches, and what else do I have here? A pencil, I have a notebook. Oh, I'm adding an entry to the notebook, fix the piano. And apparently the notebook can...
Man, that guy's time traveling.
The notebook has audible cues when it's updated, so he woke up from his drunken stupor, and he's probably going to head to the piano.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, or he's back to the... All right, I'm just going to leave him in there. So I think I need to go sabotage the piano. So I'm going to head out here, and there was an NPC patrolling the area.
Yeah, I think it's like your nanny.
But I'm going to open my inventory, and...
You have so many wrenches.
I have several wrenches. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to break this out, and hopefully I do not get seen loosening up the bolts from the piano legs and pedals. So that happened, and let's see here. Now I need to get the guy to come in here to the piano. And how do I go about doing that? I thought I updated his notebook. Oh, he fell over again. Hey, bro, look at...
Oh, you don't have your pencil out.
Look at that. Look at it.
I know, it did say that you put a note about fixing the piano. There he goes.
Hey. Oh, he's swearing at me.
What the ampersand 45?
Don't mind me with my wrench out for no reason that I stole from you. Of course he's drunk, so maybe he's not suspicious of the fact that I have a piano loosening wrench.
This is just beyond drunk.
Well, he can still find his way pretty easily. I don't know if you would necessarily notice if I use telekinesis. Oh, there's the other NPC. So that's probably someone I would need to avoid. Oh, I got a chore request. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I can also go clean my room, which I believe that gives me some kind of bonus as I do chores.
I don't like that she's telling you, man, that other guy, you didn't like him because he smoked. She's telling you to do chores.
She's fine, though.
She's got to go.
No, she's fine for now. Maybe later in the game. But, okay, so this guy's going to go check the piano. And he has a wrench, even though I took all of his. And it'd give me updated... Oh, so now I can use my abilities, so I guess I have to switch over to telekinesis, and... Am I doing it? Okay. There should be a ridiculously gory fatality animation now. I will say the kills in this game are gruesome.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, just move. Up.
Oh, God.
All right,
I just realized, his face peeled open.
So his entire head exploded. And now he's bleeding. Apparently I'm fine with this. This is not traumatic whatsoever. And better yet, I get rewarded. I have additional hell powers. So now we see a little bit of the investigation. So you do get these story sequences in between your kills and receiving new powers and things like that. This is 3 kills within the same house, within what I'm assuming is a fairly short span of time.
Yeah, and yet somehow everyone's like, we should continue to work here.
There's only very vague suspicion at this point. It appears that there's also political interests as somebody is running for office within the house. So there does seem to be some depth to the storyline beyond just, hey, there's a lot of kills going on. But I haven't played enough to really see how far that's actually developed. The delivery of the dialogue is a little on the cheesy side. Okay, so now we're into the next mission. And I mean, I know, the story is pretty cheesy, and the game is incredibly violent, and there's kind of the contrast between the two that I think results in humor, just because it's shocking the types of actions that you're taking within the game, especially considering you're controlling a child, you're making a child do it. Of course, you're also a demon, or the spawn of a demon, some kind of hybrid demon-human. But still, it does manage to maintain a kind of over-the-top sense of humor to it, I think.
I don't like this lady who keeps telling you to clean your room.
Okay.
She's always nagging.
And that's kind of the chore mechanic. So if I look at my chores, I can clean my room. And that's kind of another weird contrast in the game, is that you go around murdering people, but then you act like a kid and you do normal chores. And I don't really know what to think about this yet, but you have these, you know, very video gamey progress updates pop up on screen, like chore update 30%. Congratulations. Oh, by the way, also drop this piano on this guy's face.
I can see why this kid kills people now, though. Look at how miserable his toys are.
You don't like his toys?
No, here's 12 of the same wooden car and some
Look at this
ABCD
bear.
blocks. That's the creepiest bear I've ever
Look at
seen.
this giant bear. It's as big as the kid. If you stood that bear up, it would be actually larger than the boy. But and also beach ball. Who doesn't like a beach ball? Look what you can do with it. Watch.
Roll that around
Also,
by yourself.
That. And...
Well, okay, if I had telekinesis, beach balls would be way cooler.
Yeah, but you can only use telekinesis with beach balls. That is the catch. Oh, I've got this other car. This looks like something I made in shop class in like 6th grade.
Exactly,
and
Pinewood
put
Derby.
A CO2 thing on the back of it to propel it across the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I've done my chores, clean my room complete.
You're 50% a real boy.
I'm approaching real boy status. This kind of, that I think, you know, that morally wipes out basically the piano murder I just did because I cleaned my room. Oh, I have another toy down here. What's this? Nope. Nope. All right, I don't care. So I'm going to head downstairs because that is sort of what the map
The beacon is telling
me
you
do.
to.
Oh God, I hit the wrong button. And should be...
Yep, right here. You're at your destination, behind you.
Oh. Into the cold room, which was previously locked. So as you progress... Oh, there. So that's a locked door, so it's red. You can only go into certain areas of the house per mission, it seems like. Whoops. I can go in here. Looks like this will be my next victim for reasons unknown. Because he's working? How dare you do something productive?
I don't appreciate it.
You jerk.
You know you shouldn't be here. No one tells you what to do.
Okay, so Jed, he is working with raw meat. I should try to find a way to mess with him. And I believe that means kill him. If if the rest of this game has been any indication. That
Generally, when I think pranks, I think murder.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, pranks, you know, grisly murder. No. And again, this NPC is kind of patrolling the house. Oh, chore update. Okay, so I have another chore, brush my teeth. As exciting as that sounds, I'm going to ignore that.
Just like a real child.
Yeah. I feel like that is actually the most realistic part of the game, is ignoring chores.
Also that you're okay with rubbing your face on pig bodies.
Also, this guy doesn't seem to mind that I'm just, like, randomly walking around in his room.
Staring at him with your dead eyes.
Chore update here. Carry the boxes to the freezer. Move meat boxes. Okay. So apparently I can also move these to the freezer. I will say, you know, doing stuff like this certainly feels like a chore. Like, that's not fun at all. Why is there milk in the freezer? Is that dehydrated?
I don't know. Maybe this is just a cooler. Yeah, because there's vegetables and stuff in here too. You're also like
That's a lot of cauliflower, by the way. That seems like an excessive amount of cauliflower.
The devil loves cauliflower.
Well, the devil spawned.
It's funny too that when you throw these things down, you don't set them down. You're like the worst kid ever. Just throw them on the ground.
Yeah, nobody really seems to mind.
What do you think about that, Jed?
This just has a sticker on it that says ready. Okay, so...
Jed has this coming.
I'm not going to bother doing the rest of that because that's really not very interesting. So I should be able to interact with something here. It looks like, I mean, obviously he's got a knife. That's a potential murder weapon. He's dropping things into here, so that could be, maybe I'm trying to get his body into there. Although I've already frozen someone in the game, so I don't know if they do a freezing death.
Yeah, you need to get someone to eat this man.
Again, that seems also like a likely candidate. And it looks like I can interact with that light bulb. Although I can't think of any like items that I have that, well, I do have light bulbs.
You need a dart gun.
Well, I do have my telekinesis skill, so I'm going to see if I can use that. But I can't use it in the open, because I think if I use it here, he's going to actually see me.
Right, and then it's game over.
Yeah. He'd be like, oh, there is some connection between all of these horrible murders that happened within an incredibly short period of time within this house for no particular reason.
Who calls it a lamp?
find me some new lamps. I do have light bulbs, so I'm going to hand those over.
Basically, the reason this man has to die at this point is because he's telling you what to do.
I'm still really not clear, kind of, the motivation behind me killing people just doesn't really seem to be there. Oh, it looks like this is now interactable. This is probably going to be a horrible death, so I'm just going to go telekinesis on this thing.
Everyone's going to eat this man.
And here we go. Probably another really gory kind of incident. Move, buddy.
Oh, no. Oh, no way. They're going to... Oh, wow.
Wow, this is terrible.
I didn't. Oh, it's still going.
It's not gonna, I was just going, ah. So the kid's fine with this, apparently. Just slowly backing
I'm not
over.
even okay with
also,
that.
Is nobody suspicious that the kid is just in every murder scene?
God. Well, that's the devil for you.
I'm suspicious.
And I'm holding off the
Okay, so now the investigators are saying that this is a little out of control.
It's more for your own
The
protection.
people keep getting pianos knocked onto their heads and falling into giant spinning blades.
I can't imagine how anyone could have gotten away with this.
It's true, though. I mean, he makes a good point. There doesn't really seem to be a motive to any of this. It's just senseless murder.
Yeah, and it's always of the house workers. It's not even like someone...
I mean, it's murder in order to power up my demon power. So it's very selfish in that regard. There's, you play as a really horrible person. You're really playing as a villain in this game. There's no real context. It's just, go ahead and kill innocent people who are just trying to live their lives normally. I feel pretty bad about what I'm doing, actually. I'm not entirely, comfortable with
It's
what
weird
I'm doing.
playing the evil person as straight up as evil as this guy is the whole time.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not clever. I'm not, I have no personality. Like the child is just a blank slate, a nothingness that just goes around and then goes to sleep and does chores. Really kind of a demented game. I don't know how it progresses yet, just because I haven't played. Well, I mean, this is as far as I've gotten, so I don't really know what happens at this point. But I would assume one more pig has been butchered.
Oh,
yeah, just
geez.
not a lot of sympathy here, and by not a lot I mean zero sympathy.
Not okay.
But you can see I'm powering up my demonic abilities, so there's that, I guess.
Maybe you'll get something new soon.
Well, it looks like I go to a different area of the house, and this is basically how the game progresses. So, if you want a game where you just play as a child and horribly murder people,
Engage your inner sociopath.
then this is it. This will definitely... Can I even get through here? I will also say this game is buggy. I've encountered a number of bugs that have made it necessary to kind of restart stages.
It looks like we might have encountered one such bug. Oh, there we go.
Oh, no, I'm dumb.
Oh, you didn't have your hand tool.
Yeah,
out.
I didn't have my hand tool active. That's my fault. But separate from that, there have been bugs where I've fallen through the world, where the game has spawned me on top of items that have made it impossible to progress. So it's not entirely polished. Definitely...
It's unique, though. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it stands out. It definitely stands out. And I don't know if it's going to give you more of a sense of motivation and purpose, or if it's just going to kind of continue with this senseless violence that it's had so far. But if you want to check it out, it is out right now. You can find it on Steam, and I'm sure a couple other download sources.